as the calendar flipped to the new millennium, a fresh epoch of mystery and conjecture was ushered in. With the arrival of the 21st century, the Earth hovered on the brink of a significant revolution, depicted by the glowing orb of a planet revolving in an animated digital vortex. This century, laden with potential, introduced unprecedented advancements in technology and information access. This was a time when the internet, symbolized by animated visuals of swirling pixels, became a household phenomenon. Smartphones morphed into virtual extensions of ourselves, and social media platforms revolutionized our methods of connection and communication. The swift metamorphosis of technology, represented by an animated, double-edged sword, flung open the world's doors, but also led us into the unknown labyrinth of the human mind. In this digital age, represented by fingertips tapping on animated screens, the boundary between reality and illusion became increasingly hazy. The world morphed into a playground for speculation and conjecture, giving conspiracy theories ample room to thrive. They emerged from the dark corners of the internet, sneaking into our daily conversations and infiltrating our shared. These theories, often as bewitching as they are debatable, are not new. They've accompanied us throughout history, symbolized by an animated timeline. However, the onset of the 21st century marked a significant shift. With the surge of the internet and social media platforms, shown as animated waves crashing, conspiracy theories could now disseminate and proliferate at a frightening pace, reaching far-flung audiences and often slipping past the barriers of critical examination. In this new epoch, theories evolved into more than mere murmurs in shadowy corners. They transformed into powerful narratives that shaped public opinion, influenced political landscapes, and even sparked real-world events. They became a mirror reflecting our deepest fears, our suspicion of authority, and our pursuit of truth in an ever-complicated world. The 21st century, thus, witnessed the emergence of a new form of folklore, one that is digital, global, and deeply intertwined with our contemporary existence. This era was marked by the rise of anonymous forums, viral memes, and alternative facts, all depicted by a flurry of animated symbols. An era where truth could become elusive and fiction could pose as reality. And thus, the 21st century, by a flourishing animated tree, became a fertile ground for conspiracy theories to bloom. No event in recent history has sparked as much debate and speculation as the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. A day that's imprinted in the minds of millions, a day when we witnessed the fall of the Twin Towers, a moment in history that left us questioning. One of the most popular theories surrounding this tragic event is the belief that the US government had prior knowledge of the attacks and deliberately let them happen. This theory, known as the let it happen on purpose, or LIHOP theory, has been a topic of intense debate among conspiracy theorists and skeptics alike. Those who subscribe to this theory point to a variety of alleged evidence. For instance, they cite the unusual stock trading activity leading up to the attacks. In the days before September 11th, an unusually high number of put options were purchased for companies directly affected by the event, leading some to question if those involved had foreknowledge of the attacks. Another piece of evidence often brought up is the collapse of World Trade Center Building 7, which wasn't directly hit by a plane, yet fell in a manner similar to a controlled demolition. Skeptics of the official narrative argue that this event suggests a planned demolition rather than a result of the nearby Twin Towers collapse. Moreover, theorists often point to the purported absence of wreckage at the Pentagon and in Pennsylvania, where United Airlines Flight 93 crashed. They argue that the lack of large identifiable pieces of debris is inconsistent with a plane crash, fueling speculation of a cover-up. However, these claims have been extensively investigated and debunked by various institutions and experts, who assert that the evidence overwhelmingly supports the official narrative of a surprise terrorist attack. Yet, despite these rebuttals, the theories persist. They continue to captivate the imaginations of those who question the official narrative, those who seek answers in the shadows of uncertainty. These theories, whether believed or dismissed, underscore our collective need to make sense of the senseless, to find order in chaos. But as with any conspiracy theory, the truth remains elusive and shrouded in mystery. A man steps onto the moon, a giant leap for mankind, or was it just a small step in a Hollywood studio? We've all heard the famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." But what if that giant leap was actually just a small step on a soundstage right here on Earth? This is the theory that has captivated the minds of many over the past several decades. The moon landing, an event that took place over half a century ago, is still a hot topic of debate. Some argue that the whole spectacle was nothing more than a well-orchestrated hoax, a grand illusion created by the United States government to assert their dominance in the space race against the Soviet Union. But why would anyone believe such a thing? Well, the theorists point to a number of anomalies in the footage and photographs from the Apollo missions. They speak of fluttering flags in the vacuum of space, of shadows falling in strange directions, of the absence of stars in the black lunar sky, and even of the footprint of the astronaut that seems too perfect to be true. They also point to the timing. The moon landing happened at the height of the Cold War, a period of intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. Winning the space race would not just be a scientific achievement, but a major propaganda victory. Could this have been motivation enough to fake such an event? However, many experts and scientists have debunked these claims time and time again, providing logical explanations for each of the so-called anomalies. They argue that the sheer magnitude of faking a moon landing, involving thousands of people over many years, would be a more unbelievable feat than actually landing on the moon. So, where does that leave us? With two polarizing views of one of the most significant events in human history. The moon landing theory, a tale of triumph or deception, continues to fascinate and divide. It's a testament to the intrigue of the unknown, the allure of the unexplained, and the enduring human desire to question everything. Is our planet really heating up, or is it just a hot topic cooked up by the scientists? Welcome to the realm of conspiracy where the line between fact and fiction blurs. Today, we delve into the controversy surrounding climate change. Some call it the greatest threat to humanity, while others dismiss it as the greatest hoax. Why the disbelief in a phenomenon backed by the majority of the scientific community? It's a complex mix of political ideologies, economic interests, and a deep-seated distrust in authority. Critics often point to the inconsistencies in weather patterns, arguing that colder winters and heavier snowfalls contradict the global warming narrative. But remember, climate is not the same as weather. Climate refers to long-term trends, while weather can vary widely from day to day, or even minute to minute. The economic implications of climate change policies also fuel the skepticism. Critics fear that stringent environmental regulations could hamper economic growth and job creation. They argue that the climate change hoax is a ploy by some nations to gain economic advantage over others. Then there's the question of trust in authority. Conspiracy theorists often contend that scientists manipulate data to maintain funding or push political agendas. They argue that the scientific community is not as impartial as it claims to be. The implications of such beliefs are profound. Disbelief in climate change can hinder efforts to mitigate its impacts. It can lead to inaction, apathy, or even counterproductive policies. But here's the crux of the matter. If climate change is indeed a reality, the consequences of ignoring it could be catastrophic. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, loss of biodiversity, and threats to food and water security. These are not scenarios we can afford to dismiss lightly. Whether a dire warning or an elaborate ruse, the debate over climate change rages on. As we journey deeper into the 21st century, the verdict on climate change will shape our world and the legacy we leave behind. A virus engulfs the world, but did it emerge from nature or a laboratory? This is a question that has sparked one of the most divisive theories of the 21st century. The idea that COVID-19, the virus that has reshaped our lives in unimaginable ways, might have been engineered by human hands. This theory didn't emerge from thin air. It's rooted in the virus's origin story. COVID-19 first appeared in Wuhan, China, a city that is home to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, a high-security lab known for its research on bat coronaviruses. For some, the proximity of these two facts was too suspicious to ignore, and the theory of a lab-engineered pandemic was born. The proponents of this theory argue that the virus's unique properties suggest a level of sophistication beyond what we'd expect from natural evolution. They point to its high transmissibility and its ability to infect humans so readily as evidence of human interference. They also note the lack of a clear animal intermediary, a missing link in the virus's journey from bats to humans. But is this theory grounded in fact? Many scientists argue that it's not. They point out that the virus's genetic makeup is consistent with natural evolution. And while it's true that we haven't found the exact animal intermediary, this isn't unusual. It took over a decade to pin down the intermediaries for other coronaviruses like SARS and MERS. Critics also caution against the dangers of conspiracy theories. They warn that such theories can divert attention and resources away from the real issues at hand, like improving public health measures and vaccine distribution. In the end, the lab-engineered virus theory remains just that, a theory. It's a possibility, but one that lacks conclusive evidence. In the face of a global pandemic, the search for answers only breeds more questions. In an era where information is abundant, discerning fact from fiction has never been more challenging. Welcome to the Age of Misinformation, a time where the internet and social media have become the breeding grounds for conspiracy theories. It's a world where anyone, anywhere can share their beliefs, no matter how outlandish, and find an audience who will listen, engage, and even propagate these ideas. Let's take a step back and consider the vast expanse of the digital world. Every minute, hundreds of hours of video are uploaded to platforms like YouTube. Every day, over 3 billion social media posts are made. In this sea of information, the line between reality and imagination can blur, and falsehoods can masquerade as truths. This torrent of information has given conspiracy theories a new lease on life. They've moved from the fringes of society to the mainstream, finding footholds in the echo chambers of social media. These platforms, with their algorithms designed to keep us engaged, often end up amplifying these theories, pushing them to more and more people. But what does this mean for us, the public? It means that our trust in institutions, the very bedrock of our societies, is being eroded. When misinformation spreads unchecked, it sows seeds of doubt and distrust. It makes us question the integrity of our leaders, the intentions of our neighbors, and even the very nature of reality itself. The age of misinformation is not just about the spread of false ideas. It's about how these ideas can manipulate public opinion, shaping our world in ways we may not even realize. It's about the power of the digital world to distort our perception of truth. As we navigate this new landscape, we must remain vigilant. We must question, verify, and critically analyze the information we consume. In this age, where anyone can be an author, where the internet is a megaphone for all, we must remember, in a world where anyone can be an author, the truth often becomes the first casualty. Conspiracy theories, for all their controversy, serve a fundamental human need, the need to make sense of the world around us. Why do people believe in conspiracy theories? It's not just about the thrill of uncovering a secret or the allure of being part of an exclusive group that knows the truth. It's actually much deeper than that. At the heart of it, conspiracy theories offer a sense of control and understanding in a world that often seems overwhelmingly chaotic. They provide a framework, a narrative, to explain the inexplicable and the inconvenient. They give us villains to blame, heroes to look up to, and a sense of purpose in the face of uncertainty. Consider this. When the world feels out of control, wouldn't you too want to believe that there's some grand scheme behind it all? Some puppet master pulling the strings? This desire for control and predictability is a fundamental aspect of human psychology. We are pattern-seeking creatures, and conspiracy theories offer us a pattern, a story, where otherwise we might see only randomness. Moreover, by subscribing to a conspiracy theory, people can feel special, unique. They're not just part of the masses, they're enlightened, they're woke. They've seen past the facade that the rest of the world is blind to. This feeling of superiority, of being in the know, can be incredibly seductive. And let's not forget the social aspect. Conspiracy theories often come with a community of believers, offering a sense of belonging and camaraderie. In a world where many of us feel isolated and disconnected, this can be a powerful draw. But it's important to remember that while conspiracy theories may offer comfort, they also often breed fear, suspicion, and division. They can lead us to mistrust our neighbors, our leaders, even our own senses. Conspiracy theories, then, are not just a product of our times, but a mirror to our deepest fears and desires. In understanding why we're drawn to them, perhaps we can learn to better navigate the complexities of our world, and to foster a more informed, more compassionate society. As we navigate the labyrinth of conspiracy theories, the line between fact and fiction often blurs. This journey has taken us from the dawn of a new era, through the murky waters of 9/11, revisiting the moon landing, and questioning the reality of hoaxes. We have pondered the possibility of a man-made pandemic and grappled with the age of misinformation, all the while exploring the power of belief. In this odyssey, the one thing that's clear is that conspiracy theories are complex beasts. They are not merely tales spun out of thin air. They are often rooted in genuine concerns, fears, and a deep-seated need to make sense of the world around us. They tap into our collective anxieties, giving us a narrative to cling to when the world seems chaotic and beyond our control. Yet, it's crucial to remember that not all that glitters is gold. While some conspiracy theories may contain a grain of truth, others are wild concoctions of imagination, spun out of context and laced with misinformation. They can distort our perception of reality, lead us astray, and even fuel conflict and division. This is why critical thinking is our most valuable tool. It allows us to question, to analyze, and to discern fact from fiction. It urges us not to accept information at face value, but to dig deeper, to seek out reliable sources, and to consider multiple perspectives. It teaches us to be open-minded yet skeptical, curious yet cautious. As we traverse this tangled web of conspiracy theories, it's crucial to remember that truth isn't something handed to us on a silver platter. It's a puzzle, a mystery waiting to be unraveled. It's a journey, not a destination. And as we continue on this quest, armed with our critical thinking skills and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, we must remember one thing. In the end, the truth may be out there, but it is up to us to find it.